Hi, this is Donna Taggert, the dietitian for Department of Aging and Human Services. June is Alzheimer's and Brain Health Awareness Month. So Alzheimer's disease and other dementias affect millions of Americans. More than 5 million Americans live with Alzheimer's alone. And 1 out of 3 seniors will die with Alzheimer's or some other dementia. So dementia is a broad term for symptoms associated with a decline in memory, in reasoning, and other cognitive skills beyond what's considered normal part of aging. Our greatest risk is our age, greater than 65. Other things are family history, genetics, previous head injury, chronic health conditions like diabetes, heart disease, stroke, high blood pressure, high cholesterol. Key characteristic is there's these amyloid plaques and neurofibrillary tangles in our brain that causes inflammation, and then the brain cells, the nerve cells die. So in other words, there's something hardening up in our brain and everything's getting tangled up and it's not working like it should. Most promising though than even pharmaceuticals for brain health are lifestyle interventions. Now I'm going to talk about nutrition, of course, but exercise, even 5 minutes of exercise a day can help. Cognitive training like playing games, interacting socially. A lot of the things that our senior centers offer is really important for your brain health. Getting enough rest. We talked about sleep, 7 to 9 hours of sleep, and meditation or some kind of thing to give your brain time to rest. But here's what's happening in the field of nutrition. So I've always said food over supplements, but as we age, there are a couple supplements you might want to consider. One is vitamin B12 after the age of 50. We don't process B12 as well, so sometimes we need that. And vitamin D because we don't get out in the sunshine too much. But other than that, usually the nutrition in food versus supplements, things work together in food that we just don't even know about in supplements to this day. Basically, it's a dietary pattern that has been shown to be more important than any one individual nutrition or any specific food. And I've talked about these dietary patterns. You could probably spit it right back to me. It's plant-based with fruits and vegetables, nuts, seeds, legumes, fatty fishes, low-fat dairy, whole grains. And specifically, you all know what's coming, Mediterranean diet or the DASH diet. DASH being dietary approaches to stopping hypertension. Those two have that very strong base of all those type of foods, which are rich in unsaturated fats, polyphenols, and a lot of vitamins. And they have found if you adhere to either the Mediterranean or the DASH diet, strong adherence will really decrease your rate of Alzheimer's, and even a little bit of adherence can really make a big difference. So what they did, they took the Mediterranean diet, the DASH diet, they meshed them together, and it's called the MIND diet. Mediterranean DASH intervention for neurodegenerative delay. MIND diets, cute play on words, but basically they have found that pattern of eating helps our brains, and some very specific foods that they're studying that have helped too. Even though I said basically it's a dietary pattern, there are some foods that are really important to include. So I'm going to talk about them. And at the end, you'll be able to print out, hopefully, this PDF on the MIND diet. It talks about the 9 foods they really stress eating and the 5 they kind of stress not eating. So anyway, fish and seafood. At least 1 serving of fish or seafood a week found in a large study to decrease the risk of developing Alzheimer's. So how hard is that? When I was a kid, we used to get fish at this place, and over the fish counter it had a big thing, fish is brain food. Well, they were right. It really is good for our brain. Especially the omega-3 fatty fishes like salmon and tuna. The cold water fishes have the omega-3s, and that's important. Another large study found that high vegetable consumption is associated with a slower rate of cognitive decline. The biggest benefits comes from those green leafy vegetables, all your lettuces, romaine, arugula, spinach. 1 serving a day, which is about a cup of those green leafies. And then all the other vegetables too have benefits, but those green leafy ones have been really shown to be very beneficial. Another thing in the fruit category are berries. So strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, all have been found to decrease and slow the rate of cognitive decline. 1 serving a day, not hard, half a cup. You can, fresh, great, out of season, use frozen, zap them in your microwave, put them on yogurt, eat them, as a snack, put them on cereals. Great way, easy way, and very very strong association with decreasing that rate of cognitive decline. Olive oil, rich in omega-3s and polyphenols, 2 tablespoons a day. That might be a little hard for some people who are not used to it. The easy way to do it is make your own salad dressing with olive oil and some balsamic vinegar, and boom, you've got a nice serving of olive oil there. Olive oil has polyphenols in them. They interfere with the formation of, remember that plaque and that tangly, nervy stuff? That's what polyphenols do. They interfere with that being able to be formed. Good thing is it's also found in dark chocolate, it's in tea, it's in cherries, plums, apples, nuts, seeds, a lot of polyphenols out there. Recommendation of beans 3 times a week. So that's something that sometimes is hard for people who don't eat those dried beans, legumes. Nuts, little handful every day. That has been really shown to decrease cognitive decline. Whole grains, 3 servings of whole grains a day, and that's, look on your label, if it says whole, you've got it. So whole wheat bread, whole grain cereals, brown rice, whole grain pasta, popcorn, all whole grains. And our brain is 75% water, so hydration is so important because even a little bit of dehydration can affect our cognitive abilities. So all in all, this Mind Diet is really encouraging and focusing on some of these foods, but really encouraging a dietary pattern of, really healthy things that I've talked about many, many times, and discouraging some things that you might really kind of like to have in your diet. This doesn't mean you can't have it ever, it just means less. So it's limiting your added sugars and your fats. How do you do that? Limit red meat 3 times a week. That's not too bad. Butter and margarine to less than a pat a day. Full fat cheeses, 2 ounces a day, so you can still have some of that good cheese you like. Sweets, no more than 4 a week. You're like, whew, that's great. Fried foods, fast foods, no more than visiting those fast food places more than once a week. So the key takeaway is to help keep our brain nice and healthy. Load up on those fruits and those veggies and those green leafy things especially. Berries, have berries in your diet every day. Snack on nuts. Cook mostly with olive oil, use it in your salad dressings. Meat-free meals can work your legumes in, so you're decreasing that consumption of the red meat, you're getting the fish, you're getting legumes in as part of your protein. Never too late to make any changes. Even small changes can make a big, big difference in our brain health. So next month, I'm going to actually be demonstrating how we can incorporate this Mediterranean diet into our daily life. I'm going to be demonstrating how to make a Mediterranean mason jar salad, and you make 4 of them at a time, you stick them in your refrigerator, and you've got, go-to thing when you're like, oh gosh, what should I have? So hopefully you'll enjoy watching that, and the recipe will be available, and then you can try it at home. Or if you come out to the senior centers, we'll be actually physically doing it. There is a limited space, so you need to sign up for that pretty soon if you want to do that. Anyway, I'll see you next month. Bye.